You know what? Andrew Garfield's the best Spider-Man. He beats Tom Maguire and Tom Holland out of the park. Yeah, you know what I said. Get over it. Alright, hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of the Nathan Freaking Podcast, episode 25, I think. But today, I kind of named Spider-Simber, as No Way Home comes out in 2 weeks. So I decided, hey, why not just go ahead and make a couple Spider-Man videos? And that one, originally it was going to be my favorite Spider-Man stories. Now it's going to be my ranking of the Spider-Man movies. And doing research, I thought it was always, Tom Maguire first 3, Andrew Garfield 2, and then Tom Holland 2, excluding No Way Home, because I haven't seen it yet, for that one guy who commented on my ranking MCU videos. I found there were 3 Spider-Man movies in the 80s, like the 70s to 80s, a Japanese movie, and then the regular ones, and you got Spider-Verse. So we're going to go and rank these all. So yeah. But before we do, consider liking this video, commenting what you thought of it, and just subscribing, please. Spider-Man from 1977, starring Nicholas Hammond as the chosen character in Peter Parker Spider-Man. And all it does really is explain his origin again, and, the story is there's a guru who hypnotized people and to kill himself. That's all it was. It's really nothing. It's a weird movie. I like the suit. I think the good thing about this movie is the suit. The suit looks good. Those shoes are on the outside. You can't really try to do that. But, and they're trying. There are no actual, villains. Like, in these movies, you don't get Doc Ock. You don't get Dr. Doom. Ones that you could have done a lizard. It looked crappy, but it would have been something you could have done Craven. But it was weird. A lot of movies in the 70s and 80s, the Superman movies only had Luthor, and then created Nuclear Man. It's a weird movie, but I still kind of enjoy it, even though it's not the best. Spider-Man: The Dragon's Challenge, the 3rd movie in this Nicholas Hammond trilogy. It's kind of a drawback because the second one, which I'll talk about later, is good. I like it. And this one really feels like it's a Japanese export movie that they just added Spider-Man 2. Essentially, an old military friend of of Jameson. Why was this hard to say? To say Jameson. But, a friend of his needs help. And so he does, and, Peter Parker gets involved, as being a culprit and all. It's a whole thing. It's not that good, The poster's cool. But I was expecting, they create, the White Dragon or character, he's a character that came way later in the Marvel comics, but, it'd be interesting if, he showed us and they brought him in way later. I don't know. Or, Shang-Chi, Iron Fist, I don't know. But it's not a good movie. The next one is Spider-Man Strikes Back. And the weird thing about this one, so the first one, Spider-Man, action titles, 1977, came out, and it was only on TV, the TV movie, and then outside of the US, nowhere else. And then Strike Back was the theatrical movie, which is weird, It's what did we before? Nothing. You usually watch them. They're standalone, but I like them because it's early 70s Spider-Man comics. Where, they're trying different things. One issue he was fighting, the iguana. And the next issue he'd be fighting students that are trying to bomb the college, which is what happens in this movie. I really like, it's a simple plot, but I kind of just enjoy it a little more. For no other reason, it reminds me of early 70s Spider-Man comics, I don't know. I just really enjoy it. Nicholas Hammond does some good stuff. Hopefully he has a scene in No Way Home. Hopefully they give him a small scene. Number 9 of these, Spider-Man movies is Japanese Spider-Man, or Spider-Man. Came out in 1978, alongside Spider-Man Strikes Back. And not to be with the Nicholas Hammond. No, this one is of the Power Ranger Spider-Man, the Spider-Man that had the mech leopard on. You know, it's him fighting a metal swordfish. It takes between episodes of that show. I never watched it, but I don't know if I'd enjoy it. But cool concept. I can't wait to see him in Across the Spider-Verse. And next we have Spider-Man 3, a critically maligned film. I put it on just for fun. It's a fun watch, making fun of Tom Maguire dance and stuff like that. But it's really not a good movie. There's so much going on. It's been hacked to pieces. Studio meddling. It was just supposed to be the Vulture and Black Cat, which don't know how that would turn out. But I was kind of on board at first for Sandman being the one killing Uncle Ben and him being like the reluctant killer. Like that'd have been an interesting story. And he's honestly trying, but it's muddled with Venom and Harry plot. Like pick one. If you wanted to do the Harry plot, cool. It works way better. Ties in way better with Mary. Like do that, and have Sandman be fought at the beginning. Like he be the beginning. I don't know. It's there's so much crap in this movie, and when the good stuff come on, you just really want it, and then it goes way too quickly. That ending, I like. The final fight, I kind of like. Snowboard Goblin, I don't know, but there's so much weird crap in this movie. The MJ Peter Parker relationship is here. It's in the gutter. Like they're not good for each other. Clearly, they're awful. And I don't know what Sam Raimi was thinking about that. Like I don't know. It's actually down to quality than into Spider-Man 2. Like I don't know. Topher Grace is just awful as well. Like, hey Peter, it's weird. Amazing Spider-Man 2, the other maligned Spider-Man movie, and I have it higher than Spider-Man 3 because I kind of enjoyed this movie. The good parts are Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker. They both try. Andrew Garfield and so both try. They clearly, the relationship in real life is on fold here. They're just acting like they were in real life, like they're trying. I like some of the Aunt May stuff in this. Clearly, just wanted to make one Sinister Six movies, and they're trying to adapt, Ultimate Spider-Man with the whole dad thing, which could have worked. But like, again, with Spider-Man 3, there's so many plots. You have the Harry and Peter plot, which kind of nowhere. They don't set that up at any point. You have the whole drama of Gwen leaving to Europe. Then you have this other stuff like I don't know, and the Electro stuff as well. I almost forgot that. Like, could pick one plot. I don't know. I kind of like Electro playing Itsy Bitsy Spider. I don't know, and it's weird. Electro is just like this jealous fanboy. It's weird. Like I can't wait to see what Jamie Foxx does in No Way Home with Electro. So we'll have to wait and see what we got. I don't know. I think everything in this movie looks great. Like I like some of the jokes, like Stormy trying to wash his suit on his Aunt May knowing. I like the quips in this. I like that Spider-Man suit a lot better. Even though I do have a hot spot for the Amazing Spider-Man suit. I don't know. There's such weird crap. It's good. I haven't watched it since it came out, so I don't know. But it's not the worst Spider-Man movie, but it's not the best. I don't know. Spider-Man, the first one, released back in 2003, something like that. Like, not a bad movie. I honestly enjoy it. It's like a nice, good piece of pizza, cheesy, full of flavor. There's like some comedy cheese in this, just from William Dafoe. It's like a nice Thanksgiving ham because Spider-Man is technically a Thanksgiving movie. I like Willem Dafoe. Tom Maguire is okay, and everyone else in the movie is okay. They're trying, and they get better. They come with each other in the second one, but this one's got I don't know. They're trying to get it to come out, So there's some weird stuff in it where it's like, I don't know, like there's some CG fights that don't hold up. I can't really judge it on that as it came out in like 2002. But I like it. I like the Green Goblin stuff, you know. But when I saw it, I was kind of tired of Green Goblin because, like, in the comics, they kind of ruined it. I don't know. But I like him in that movie. And, you know, they're trying stuff. And it's like, yeah, thanks to this movie, I get other Spider-Man movies later in the list. So, you know, I enjoy it, though, for what it is. Next up, we have Spider-Man Homecoming. I remember seeing this in theater. I saw this movie a lot. I think I saw it 4 times a week. And, excuse me, popping can. I don't know what that was. I enjoy it. I enjoy the Vulture. I remember watching this with my grandma, and she was surprised by the twist in it. And I think it's what makes a good movie. When someone who hasn't seen the other movies gets surprised by a twist. And it's on this list because I don't like the plot in the MCU where they have it where Spider-Man's got to be the next Iron Man. And at the end of this movie, they were like, no, be your own person. And then immediately Infinity War and into Far From Home, it's really back to be Iron Man, be the next Iron Man. I don't know. I like the struggle he shows. You know, there's the girl, and, you know, there's him and Trimmy Spider-Man with his best friend, and all this other stuff trying, you know, wants to be an Avenger, but really should be down level. And I like the final fight. You know, it's nothing, you know, it's a ship full of Avenger stuff, and then ends in Coney Island. I like the Spider-Man thing you want to, like Spider-Man fighting in Coney Island, Spider-Man fighting on a subway train, Spider-Man, you know, fighting villains and no one wants to fight. Because Spider-Man's rogues guy like no one can care for. But Spider-Man's character the only guy that wants to fight for people. That's why I like it. Like he's one of his villains. You know that these other characters are his villains because no one else cares, and then he takes care of them. And, like he seems the biggest threat. That's kind of what this movie has. That's kind of why I enjoy it. All right, Spider-Man 2. I know people are gonna hate me for this. You know how where this is in the list. But I enjoy it. I love Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. I love his stuff. I don't really like the stuff where it's like, oh, look, arms in control. I always like that Doc Ock's always in control. He's doing it 100%. And when you have him being a second string villain in it, it just, you know, wastes his potential. Um, but I like some of the horror elements they have in this with Sam Raimi, you know, doing Ash vs. the Evil Dead, stuff like that. I like it. And I like the kind of it's precursor to MCU where we have, you know, the villain mirroring the hero in a way with, you know, Doc Ock, you know, Peter Parker could easily been Doc Ock, you know, his bullying was worse. I like the MJ thing in here more. But it's weird that she dumps someone on the altar to go for Spider-Man and they don't get married at all in the series. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. It's weird. And also got John Jameson. It's really weird. I don't know. I like it. J.K. Simmons got some good stuff in here. I like some stuff, you know, that Aunt May says. Some stuff she says in Spider-Man 3 is good too. I like that she's not totally helpless. Like for one scene, she actually like hits Doc Ock. You know, it's funny, but like I don't know. I like it. I like a lot of special effects in this. I don't know. It's a good movie, and I can't wait to see, you know, Alfred Molina No Way Home. Spider-Man Far From Home. I like this movie. This one I was excited for after Endgame hearing that we were getting another Spider-Man movie. I was like, okay. And I like Spider-Man doesn't kind of want to be here right now after losing Tony, and you know, really wanting kind of live his life. You know, after a snap, all that stress. You know, just kind of want to live his life. I like that. That's very Peter Parker, where he's like. It's kind of like Peter Parker. That's also he's very stressed out, but you know, he keeps going. Spider-Man will keep going. You know, people needs help, and he's kind of selfish in this. There's the whole thing, you know, with Brad, you know, tries to kill him with the drone. Like that part's weird. I love Mysterio in this. I love the twist. I think my grandma also saw it and was also surprised by the twist. I was surprised by the twist. I knew Mysterio. I'm like, oh, he's immediately gonna be the villain, and I was right. I like how they played it. I like that it's a team, not one person. Um, I like a lot of stuff. I like a lot of the staff and like teachers in this movie. I don't like any of the classmates in this movie. It's weird. Like I like Ned and MJ, and that's it. Like Flash Thompson, this can just go walk off a bridge. Like I don't know. We're not getting Agent Venom with him, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I like a lot of this movie, um, but I don't like the plot that they're trying to make Iron Man or Spider-Man the next Iron Man, and it's even worse in the end. They're like playing an AC/DC like Iron Man intro song. They could easily been like, no, I got your own person, you know. I'm not gonna come in on a flashy jet, you know, or like I actually would have been fine with it. It was like I'll use flashy jet for now because I need to rebuild the suit. If the Spider-Man wouldn't worry about, you know, fixing his suit, he would have gone ingenious. That's one point where he'd be like, oh, he grabs like their cannon stuff like that. Let's just like other heroes. Like that's Spider-Man. I don't know. There's just so I love this movie, and then it's really down by some stuff I don't like in this movie. So but I like it more than Homecoming. It's like this weird movie where I enjoy watching it, but I got to turn my brain off a little bit. But I do like it because there's a lot of Spider-Man moments in it that I really love. I like the whole Mysterio thing, and I just can't wait to see if he shows back up in No Way Home. All right, what could possibly be my next two picks? It's I don't know. Into the Spider-Verse. Number two. I love Into the Spider-Verse. I remember seeing that trailer. I was like, I'm insane. We got this nice edgy feel to it. And then the second trailer, I was kind of disappointed because then that immediately gone. I was like, oh, but I still enjoy it. I like Kingpin's a villain in an animated movie for Spider-Man, and I love he's played by Sabretooth from X-Men Origins. Excuse me, I gotta take a drink. That's what's killing me. I love a lot of stuff in this movie. I love the animation. I like the subtle touches. Like in the animation, Miles is the frame rate lower than everyone else, and through the movie, the more experience he gets, the more he gets up to speed. I love the you get arguments for Spider-Man. You get current comics Peter, where he's like this slub, down on his luck. And Peter Parker everyone wants to read, where he's successful, has the ice cream bars, the music CDs, played by Chris Pine, which I think is hilarious. And he's blonde, so it's clearly probably Ben Reilly, and there's another Spider-Man somewhere else. I don't know. Or this Peter Parker's just blonde. And there's a whole running theory once to McGuire, once Andrew Garfield. So immediately get thrown out of the water when No Way Home comes out. Excuse me. I can tell I'm sick. I'm congested. It's awful. But it's a lot. I love them. I like Miles. I like the other Spider-Man. I feel like some of them were done like usually cut out. Spider-Ham and Penny Parker, and you get to give Spider Noir more time. Like Nicolas Cage was the movie had barely any lines. Like I don't know, but yeah, I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy some of the villains. It takes on the villains. I like the whole Miles thing. He's the new Spider-Man, but he's different. To tie in like him with the graffiti suit. I love that stuff, and I can't wait to see Among Spider-Verse. We get Spider-Man 2099 and the Japanese Spider-Man and hopefully other Spider-Men. I can't wait to see what we got. Now, my number one is Amazing Spider-Man. I love this movie. I remember seeing it in theaters. I remember seeing it, and then I think like a month later, I went to go see Avengers, I think. And I was more excited when I heard at some point that this Spider-Man was going to be in Avengers. And I think it's what made me want to see Avengers more, knowing that this Spider-Man was going to be in it. Also, I think I gravitated towards Spider-Man because also it was 2012, and like skater dude. I wasn't a skater dude, but I like a lot of the aesthetic. I owned a skateboard, didn't use it. It was just kind of there. So the skater dude aesthetic I kind of wore, kind of not really, and I just like the Spider-Man. I like how ingenious he is. Like to me in the comics, it was always weird reading the first couple issues because I found like a trade of it where it was like, oh, he immediately knows the swing. No, this one like. He's clearly into parkour and stuff. Like that's something he's into. I wish they played that a little more. Like we easily could have gotten that in a movie. We don't get to see it that much, unless he's practicing. But I mean, you get to see a little bit, when he's climbing a wall, stuff like that. But we get to see a Spider-Man who's got the talents, but his life's coming out of nowhere. In high school, like he's in high school, Clearly doesn't know what he wants to do. Clearly likes photography, clearly awkward around people. He's not the nerd, but he's the kid that not only people are going to pick on, because he's just there. I like that. And he's also very early comic Spider-Man. I'm going to borrow this from Implicitly Pretentious. You kind of bring this up. And I like this slight touch. Spider-Man in the original comics was a total jerk. As Peter Parker, he resented a lot of people. He hated Flash Thompson. He didn't like a lot of the girls because they wouldn't pay attention to him. But he wasn't a bad guy. And when he says, the cashier ordered the wrestler person, it's not my job, to stop the crook. That's his look on life as no one helps me, I'm not going to help you. And then his uncle dies, and that's the repercussion of him not being responsible, and that makes him be a better person. Meeting Gwen makes him a better person. Dude broke into Oscorp. One, to see her. Two, to get more information. And then the more relation goes, the more he's a better person. Trying to be a better person. He becomes Spider-Man. It's not clearly Mary Jane is in love with Spider-Man in the other movies. Clearly, but in this one, Gwen Stacy's in love with Peter Parker. And it's out of perk that he's Spider-Man. Like, imagine those dates. It's, I get to swing around the city. Like, that's cool. I think that's why I like Spider-Man more. And he's not a total jerk. He gets better as he moves, he's more of a better person. He clearly cares for people. He's somewhat of a jerk to, Kevin Stacy, but later apologizes and redeems himself. I like that stuff. He tries to be a better person. He's kind of jerk to his aunt. He's a better person. Clearly this kid had no right in her life, and Spider-Man gave him a purpose, gave him a responsibility to be a better person. And that's what I love about this movie. I love the message of that movie. And that's why it's my number one movie. If people don't like it, I know it's got some weird stuff in it. There's some weird cuts. Shadows. I love the suit. There's some other stuff like, he's being and he orders webs to flying. Like, I didn't notice that. But that's why I enjoy it. So, yeah, those are my Spider-Man movie ranks. If you don't like it, I don't care. Put down in the comments what you thought of my thoughts and your thoughts. And, you know what? Coming to next week, I think the next one will be will it be next week? I think it's next week. My No Way Home review. Or, another Spider-Man video in Spider-Sember. So December you get a free tweet, get a Spider-Man video. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I don't know how soon. So we're ending it. Thwip.